I will give you the keys to the kingdom of heaven. Some of the questions that come up in terms of this gospel, especially about Peter being the rock. Is the church built on living stones? All those various images that might be hard for us. Living stones? Huh? Are we stones? These unique expressions. And talking about the hierarchy. And of course, Matthew is writing his gospel, as we've heard and talked about a million times now, or 1.5 million, not to exaggerate, to the Jewish people who were used to having very strong leadership above them. Now, whether Matthew was hoping that the people would be more likely to join the Jesus way because they saw that there was strong leadership invested in one individual, we don't know. But it seems that Luke and John, the Gospels were written, Mark first, then Matthew, then Luke, and then John. And it seems that in Luke particularly, and John as well, that they are not inclined to talk about hierarchy in the church. They are not inclined to put all this power into one individual. And they no doubt, by the time they got to writing their gospel, noticed how a lot of that was happening already. So, keys. What are keys for? Jesus says, to bind or to loose. Our first reading from the prophet Isaiah will talk about opening and shutting, which I think work as actually a little better than binding and loosing, but we'll get to that too. So, keys, we know, can be interpreted in lots of different ways. They can be a sign of control and power. And the more keys we've got, look out, because you want to get in someplace, I'm the one to come to because I have all the keys. That's not true, of course, in my case. So, in Peter getting the keys, was he the only one to get them? Or have all of us been given keys? Have all of us been given what it takes to bind people, or to, and I'm going to choose the word loosen instead of loose, and hopefully we all resound with a very good, hearty, yes, we've all got keys. Because we know what great grace there is in letting loose of our anger, our disappointment, our frustration, our anxiety, our worries, our fears. We know how freeing it can be when other people offend us and it just gets us all roaring inside. How much better it feels when we let go of that, turn it over to God, loosen up that grip that anger and fear can have on us. And we certainly know that that is a primary sign of how healthy any faith community is, namely the ability of people within that faith community to resolve their differences. And how our church can be an instrument of great health and holiness in our country and in our world.